You won't believe this. Even Angela Levin, who spent decades buried deep in royal drama, admits she has never seen anything quite like this. She's covered scandals, heartbreaks, and palace whispers. But the rift between Prince William and Prince Harry? This one cuts differently. It's not just about jealousy. It's not even just about anger. This is a story about how the future King of England made a cold, calculated choice to pick the crown over his own brother. Forget fairy tales. This is real, raw, and it starts with one quiet night in a tiny cottage that ended up shaking history. So picture this: Nottingham Cottage, 2019. A warm, cozy space tucked inside the grounds of Kensington Palace. Harry and Meghan had just moved in, still glowing in that newlywed bubble, still adjusting to their fresh chapter as husband and wife, and soon-to-be parents. But that night, it wasn't filled with baby joy. It turned into a battlefield. William arrived, but not as the big brother Harry once idolized. He walked in tight-jawed, tense, furious, like he'd been holding something in for way too long. And then he let it out. He accused Meghan of being difficult, rude, abrasive. Those weren't whispers. Those were words meant to sting. Harry obviously didn't stay quiet. He shot right back, saying William was parroting tabloid garbage. In seconds, the cozy room was boiling with years of jealousy, pressure, and old wounds no one had ever talked about. And then it happened. That 1 second everyone keeps coming back to. William grabbed Harry by the collar. Yes, his own brother. Harry's necklace snapped. He shoved him so hard that Harry fell onto a dog bowl which cracked beneath him. It wasn't just a scuffle, it was brutal. Harry lay there, stunned, not by the pain, but by the shock. Because this wasn't just a fight, this was a line crossed. William mumbled an apology and walked out. But let's be honest, once something breaks like that, it doesn't just glue back together. The silence in that room, it was the kind that changes everything forever. Later, Harry would write about that night in his memoir, Spare. When William saw those words splashed across headlines worldwide, it wasn't just pain he felt, it was humiliation. A private moment between two brothers had become a global headline, and that's where forgiveness froze. That was the night the old royal rule cracked. You can argue behind palace walls, but you never take the family fight public. Harry did. And William? He could never unsee it. But honestly, if we rewind the clock, this storm didn't start in 2019. It began way earlier, back in 2018. The world was still high on the magic of that royal wedding, the moment Harry and Meghan became the ultimate fairy tale couple. But behind those shiny smiles, tension was already creeping in like hairline fractures no one wanted to admit were there. It started with something that might sound small, the bridesmaid dresses. Meghan had said Kate made her cry, but then the tabloids twisted it. Suddenly the world believed Meghan was the one who made Kate cry. Kate did apologize with flowers, but the damage already done. To Meghan, it was a simple misunderstanding, but to William, it was personal. His wife, the woman who'd always been shielded from scandal, was now being painted as the villain in his brother's love story. And if there's one thing people close to William always say, he's fiercely protective of Kate. Calm in public, yes, but behind closed doors, a lion when it comes to her. From that moment, he saw Meghan not just as Harry's love, but as a source of chaos. And Harry as the one who brought that storm into the palace. Angela Levin summed it up perfectly. That wedding didn't just join two people. It split two brothers. Every new headline, every whisper, every twisted rumor felt like salt in the wound. What started as two women clashing over dresses turned into two men drifting apart. By January 2020, the pressure cooker was ready to explode. Harry and Meghan dropped their bombshell. They were stepping back from royal duties. Cue Sandringham Summit, an emergency meeting called by the Queen herself. Inside those historic walls sat Charles, William, and Harry. William walked in with one goal: protect the monarchy at all costs. No more, halfway in, halfway out. If Harry was leaving, then he was really leaving. No titles, no privileges, no dual lives between royal duty and California sunshine. Harry was crushed. William was resolute. Witnesses say it was icy inside that room. No shouting, no tears, just that cold, brutal kind of finality. And when they walked out, William wasn't just a brother anymore. He was the future king who'd just chosen the crown over family. Angela Levin calls it the moment William stopped seeing Harry as a brother and started seeing him as a liability. Then came March 2021. If things were already hanging by a thread, Oprah's interview sliced it clean through. Millions watched as Harry and Meghan sat under that California sun and let everything spill. Meghan said she felt unprotected inside the palace, that they denied her help, that there were conversations about her baby's skin color. The world gasped. Harry said he felt trapped, that his brother and father were stuck in the institution. But the moment that truly froze William's face, Meghan's clarification. She hadn't made Kate cry. Kate had made her cry. The palace tried to brush it off with a calm four-word statement. Recollections may vary, but behind closed doors, William was furious. Not for what they said about him, but for what they said about Kate. To him, Meghan hadn't just hurt the monarchy. She'd publicly hurt the woman he'd spent years shielding. And in that moment, forgiveness became a distant, almost laughable fantasy. Angela Levin explained it bluntly. That interview wasn't just explosive, it was personal. It was as if the whole world had reached into William's living room and dragged Kate through the mud. Since then, William's approach has been icy and deliberate. He's made one thing clear: silence is his weapon. No public words, no comment wars, no reconciliation behind closed doors while Harry keeps talking in interviews, documentaries, and books. Every time Harry opens up, William builds another invisible wall. And those close to Kensington Palace know this isn't about petty revenge, it's about survival. The monarchy runs on trust, image, and stability. And in William's eyes, Harry shattered those pillars. If he forgives now, it'll make the crown look weak. And weakness isn't an option when you're the heir to a 1,000-year-old institution. This isn't just another royal feud. This is strategy. This is history being shaped in real time. Fast forward to September 2025. For the first time in years, Harry meets with King Charles privately at Clarence House. Just father and son. No advisors, no cameras, no palace aides. 55 minutes behind closed doors. When Harry walked out, he told reporters, "My conscience is clear." But everyone noticed one thing. William wasn't there. This wasn't a royal reunion. This wasn't a family coming back together. William's absence spoke louder than any press statement ever could. Insiders say it wasn't avoidance. It was a statement. William has accepted the distance, not with anger, but with a cold, unwavering sense of duty. He wasn't just avoiding drama, he was protecting the crown from another circus. Angela Levin later said it best: if William had been at that meeting, the world would have seen it as a royal reunion. His absence told us it wasn't. The king can forgive. The future king cannot. Two brothers, raised under the same golden spotlight, now walking on opposite paths. William stands like a fortress, the heir, the guardian of a centuries-old legacy. Forgiveness to him isn't softness, it's risk. Risk to the throne, to the monarchy, to everything he's been groomed to protect. Harry walks freer, but freedom comes at a cost, one that's left him far from the family that once defined him. Between them hangs a silence heavier than any royal crown. A silence that whispers, sometimes love and loyalty just can't exist side by side. Not when one of you wears the weight of a kingdom. Angela Levin calls it the monarchy's most personal fracture. Not just about politics, not about duty alone, but about pride, about love, about pain. She believes maybe, one day, forgiveness will come, but not under the blinding light of cameras, not in the shadow of headlines. Only when the talking stops and the world finally steps back. Until then, the line remains drawn. As William inches closer to the throne and Harry lives his life far away from the palace walls, the world watches. Because this isn't just a feud between two brothers anymore. It's a battle between love and legacy, family and duty. William will inherit the crown, but peace isn't something you inherit. It's something you choose, and right now, neither of them is ready. The screen fades to black. The question lingers in the air like a storm cloud over Buckingham Palace. Will forgiveness ever walk back through those royal gates? Or has it been buried with the trust they once shared?